We're live.
Is that on YouTube?
You're going to see it on YouTube on like a 10-second delay. But as long as the audio's here, you'll be fine. It doesn't really matter if you see the chat on a delay because you don't have to be, you're not talking to them, you know. Yeah. Yeast in the barrage. Whoa, now we got to kill that. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeast, what's going on, man? Oh, I can hear you, man. Let me see really fast. Can you still hear me? Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, we're good. What's going on, man? Yeah, Tuesday nights, man. We're Trev Who. What's up, LexSteel? What's going on, man? Today we're with Trevor from SunsetHoundBrewing Brewery, who opened up last Saturday. What's going on, Chris Vodka? Beer Qua Nation. What's going on, guys? Yeah, we're doing a Tuesday night live stream. Wanted to get Trevor on, kind of talk about how things are going. What's up, Patrick D? What's going on? Trev, you remember doing this?
I remember doing this. It's been a little while since I've done it. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I think the last time I did this, I think I drank way too much.
Yeah, people do that. Big shout out to Chip for coming on last Wednesday. We got pretty annihilated. People learn the hard way pretty fast that you don't want to be NBCing with barley wines and stuff like that. But
no.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Trev the OG, what's going on? Jay Reynolds, what's up? Patrick D.
Let's see here. Let me see if I can sign into my, so I can start seeing this stuff. Hang on, one sec. How's your day been?
It was good.
What'd you get up to?
I didn't go to the Booze Brothers Christmas party last night so I could edit, and I got the video out. Thanks to everybody who watched that video because that video is #1 for all the videos I've ever put out in that duration of time. So much love to all you guys in there. Yeah,
good
number
for you,
one.
Man.
Yeah.
Good for you, man. That's huge.
It feels good. It feels good.
Pays off.
And I knew if I would have went out last night, that crowd of people, there's a lot of alcohol, and I get carried away with having a good time, and I get carried away with alcohol. The more funner I'm having with people, the more I'm going to drink. Brandon Chamberlian, $3 super chat. Much love, Brandon. You want to give a quick shout out to the super chatters? I got a couple questions for Trev. Trev, can you do an hour tonight? Sober, black?
Yeah, sure. Now I got an hour.
You got an hour from here.
An hour from you. Oh, okay.
What was that? Fitbit?
Siri. Oh my God! I just looking at my face now.
Was that Money Penny? Really. Last week, I'm gonna crack a beer here in a second. I'm gonna crack Tom Alvarado's beer, who came down to SunsetHoundBrewing from Rancho Cucamonga and brought me a Trevor beer. And he drank one of them, so he gave me one of them today. I went in there for his work.
He was so lucky I didn't drink the second one.
You're lucky you didn't drink the second one. No, I'm kidding, man. I want to give a quick shout out. Thanks for Chip for coming on last weekend. We tried to get on Yeast and the Barrage, the Super Chatters, aka the producers. BrewSho, ElementaryBrewingCo, Pony Pasture out there in Virginia, Gnome Brewing out there and further than Virginia. BuzzBombBrewing, much love, Barrage. Brian L22383, TheApartmentBrewer, Tman, ZachPierson. He dropped a bomb. He's putting my kids through college. I don't have kids, but he's paying off my student loans. BrandonChamberlian, man, much love. RonBarnes, LexSteel, ItsJustPaul, AlvaradoBrewhouse. We're going to crack a beer here really fast. Theron, SunsetHoundBrewing, and ChrisRadi. Is it winter in San Diego? It is cold if you've lived in San Diego your whole life. Is it cold at your brewery?
So we got the big roller doors shut, so it's pretty warm inside, know.
But there's
also
no...
very, hey?
But is there, I mean, your ceilings pretty much just go up. There's no attic. There's no insulation. That's the roof straight up, right?
No.
Yeah.
No, we also, we got we're boiling, we got some water ready to go for tomorrow. So it's sort of being on and off all day. So it's kept the brewery quite warm. So.
Duly noted, man. Yeah. Whatever it takes, stand close to that electricity or that boil kettle.
Yep.
J Main, hello from Kentucky. What's going on, man? Rubio, what's going on, Braj? It's the 70s down here in Texas. I'm moving to Texas. I actually went into your work today because I wanted to talk to Maury about going to Asheville because I was going to go collab with Clawhammer at the end of January, and they have an Airbnb they were going to put us up in.
Oh, nice one. You
yeah.
should do it.
I want to do it, but I went to your work today and Maury wasn't there.
I think he... what was he doing today? Yeah, he had a day off today, but he came in for a little bit. So,
if he went to that Booze Brothers party last night, he was not as productive as I was today.
Yeah, he was pretty productive today, though.
I'm
got
kidding.
in early, got some stuff done. Yeah.
Well, good, man. Yeah, for those who are here right now, this is Trevor. He's been on Homebrew Fly for maybe a year and a half, maybe 2 years. And he opened up a brewery in South O.
Yeah.
A lot going
South
on.
Ocean. Yeah,
South Oceanside, California, just north of where I live in Carlsbad Village. And it's going good, man. I didn't think you were actually going to pull the trigger on all of this. I'm proud of you.
I don't think anyone thought we were going to pull the trigger on this, to be honest.
I've got a link to his Instagram account in the description of this video. You can check that out and see what's going on over there. It's a great brewery. It's a great setup. I think today's been the mellowest day that I've been in there.
Yeah, I mean it's pouring rain all day.
Early in the week.
When I left tonight, it was all filling up, but it's a Tuesday. It's raining outside.
Yeah,
it's usually quiet everywhere. So.
Sure. Me and you, we used to tie it on pretty good. We used to. J Main, Asheville is a good city. Great to check it out. I will. Cheers, Jay. We used to tie it on pretty good since you started being a brewery owner. Did you cut back pretty much 100%? Is it too slippery of a slope to drink with everybody you know that comes in? Because I know you're very good about it.
Yeah, I try to be good about it. It's like a chocolate factory too, right? They say people that work in a chocolate factory, the first week you work there, you eat all of them, and then you never want to eat chocolate again.
Sure.
Not necessarily the same with beer, but if I was drinking a beer with everyone that I knew or new people that I had met, then I'd be pretty hammered all the time. And when you've got a lot of responsibility, licenses on the line, you don't want to do that. That's just personally, I don't want to do that.
Good for you.
I don't mind having a beer, but yeah, you run a business first, you have staff, and they're the first priority. If something goes wrong too in a brewery, you don't want to be hammered and being unable to fix it, and they figure out why couldn't you fix it? Well, because you were hammered. So yeah, I try to keep pretty sober when I work. So.
And also you have a new staff, you have a new business model. If you guys try to put some laws down and then you're giving away free beer, your partner's giving away free beer, your tasting room manager's giving away free beer, it's going to create that lifestyle really fast. So if you just if I were a business owner, a brewery owner, I would either be working behind the bar if I was pouring, or I would never be behind the bar ever. Yeah. I don't want, is that a pretty safe bet?
I guess it just depends on the brewery size that you're at. I used to be asked if I'd been every day since grand opening. I've been essentially every day there since build out. You want to keep an eye on everything. But sorry, what was your question again? Sorry.
Just like running into people and everybody wants to buy you a beer and everybody wants to think it's a party and stuff like that, because there was a lot of breweries, especially that I know firsthand that I've worked at, where it was just kind of a Lord of the Flies garage band for the first year, maybe for the first 3 years. And you guys hit the ground running like you guys have done this before, like Craft Coast or like Bagby's. But there's a lot of breweries that are an extension of what us homebrewers have from our garage, where people just kind of come over and get too comfortable too fast.
It depends. I mean, I can see cases for both. We hit the ground running. We're in a retail location. So we're in a very busy location. We have 30,000 cars a day go past. We have, a really big community that's essentially right up next to our brewery. So we're in walking distance for probably, 5,000 to 6,000 people, or bike or walk their dogs or whatnot. So, we want to be a professional outfit. I could see that if, there's pluses and minuses for everything, but we just wanted to, we're a little bit older. We're not in our 20s.
Sure.
We just wanted to really,
that's a big part,
yeah. And, both my business partner, Joel, and I, we come from a bit of a corporate world too. So, although we like to have fun and, as you know, tie one on every now and then.
You understand liability.
Yeah. there's a lot more at stake these days to owning a brewery or owning anything that's related to alcohol. So
I'm getting trolled for the beanie. That's a good point, man. I couldn't even imagine owning a brewery at 22 in the same town you went to high school with, and you'd have everybody coming in. I know this guy, free beer. Yep. Having, being that riff-raff grade age.
Yeah.
And then having 1,000 guys who are friends with you or think they're friends with you from high school. That sounds an absolute nightmare. So, yeah, I mean, we're the same age. What? I'm 36. You're 36, 37?
Yeah.
I'll be 37 in a couple weeks.
I couldn't even imagine opening a beer at 21, 22 years old.
I know.
I wouldn't have been able to handle it. I wouldn't have had even the experience. And the people who open businesses who are successful at that age, they have a little bit more cute. I don't know, or they learn quickly.
Yeah.
Tom Alvarado, he was just messaging in there. He came by and I got to meet him and got to try some of his homebrew. It was really good to meet him too, him and his wife. Great people.
I'm going to go crack his beer right now. Hold it down.
Yep. Okay, what kind of system?
Change
Yeast in the beast, asking some good questions.
Going bald, man. It's a bald spot, bro.
Yeast in the beast, what kind of system are y'all running? Mash tun, kettle type, fermenters, glycol, all of that. We run a Premier stainless 10-barrel system with 6 20-barrel fermenters. All the big boy stuff. Well, big boy stuff is, we're bigger than some other breweries that are around, and we're a hell of a lot smaller than a lot of others. So, especially here in San Diego, when you got guys in North County where we live, Belching Beaver, they have like 100-barrel fermenters, and they've got more than one of them. So. Yeah. But I do encourage, this is a homebrew channel. I do encourage everyone who comes in, please bring a beer. Let me try what you have. We all like to talk about beer. So,
It's from Tom Alvarado. He's got the label and everything.
The luckiest beer that you'll ever drink. That's what I'm going to say.
Let's drink some beer. Let's drink some stout. Let's drink some, Cinnamon Toast Crunch Stout. Oh. Yeah. And we are going to be out tomorrow with Larry.
Stone has 220-barrel systems. That's crazy.
I heard Stone's gone off Nordahl.
Do you condition your grain? What do you mean? What do you mean condition our grain?
Who said that?
Yeast in the beast.
It would be yeast in the beast.
I don't know if he's just trolling.
Yeah, it is. Bottle condition your bottles without beer. Dude, my coasters are so warped. Do you guys sell coasters?
Not yet. No, we've had a bit of a hard time trying to get them.
Oh, really?
Everything's supply chain right now. The fact that we even opened when we did is kind of a half miracle. Just everything is just hard to get right now.
Tom, this is a really good sour, man. Cheers to Tom Alvarado, man. Thank you so much. What's the ABV on this, Tom? Or does it say it on here? No, thanks for the bomber.
4%.
Raspberry kettle sour. Looking good. Feeling good.
It was great. That kettle sour was fantastic.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's the luckiest bottle of beer you'll ever drink because I was very close to drinking
5.5. Carb's great. Look at it.
Straight with oil until you... Nah, we throw all our...
Perfect.
We throw all of our grain straight into the mill. I think grain these days is... I don't really think you need to do that, but I am also not a beer expert. I'm just a guy.
Are you sleeping better now? I would imagine this is pretty intense, trying to figure it out, trying to come up to opening day and deal with the permits and the vendors and you're trying to get things done. And you said you probably have more foot traffic than anybody. You're on a 4-way intersection with lights. It's impossible not to see your establishment on the 101.
And a bus stop.
And a bus stop.
Yeah.
Mexican food across the street. Pizza to the right, everything going on in every corner. You got people coming in all day. They want to sell you stuff or they want to whatever, be a food truck. Was that pretty stressful up until the grand opening? Or is that still stressful?
There's how do I explain it? It depends what you want to do, obviously. But for us, we want to distribute, we want to self-distribute. But you essentially go from two parts of your brain. It's building out and getting everything in, making sure everything is great, and making sure that you hire staff and you do all this, but then you got to change your brain from starting the actual business to actually running the business. And I guess it's like two different types of stress. But yes, I am sleeping a little bit better now.
Good.
A week and a bit after the grand opening. So
I don't sleep. Sorry.
No, you're good.
I don't sleep good the night before a Homebrew for Life video that I really worked on.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can just get on camera and be like, top 5 things, how to save money, how to make beer faster. I don't trip at all about those. I can make those the day of. Yeah. But if you're like, hey, I worked a lot on this, I have a hard time sleeping. So I couldn't even imagine when it's like dealing with what you went through, man. And you have
we kind of speed run it as well too. That was the other thing too. We spoke to a lot of brewery owners, and they were a year or two into it before they actually got open. Whereas we started in February and we were open December. So
crazy.
Trev, what is your business motto? Community first, brewery second. No, community first, people second, business third.
I like it, man. I like it. LexSteel's in the house. He was at your brewery there too.
He was, yeah. Got to meet him, yeah.
LexSteel. We won't tell you his real name because he probably doesn't want us to tell people his real name, man. Much love for that super chat, Lex. Nice meeting you in real life. He looks like Vin Diesel. He looks like a barrage from Fast and Furious or something. Ryan McLaughlin, what's going on, man? Woo woo, grilling and having a beer. Yeah, I hope everyone's doing good. Patrick D, East in the Barrage. Darren Blackwood, what's going on, man? Mechanic Brewing. Shout out to Tom for bringing this beer, for bringing this beer down and hooking it up. I'm really glad I get to drink it right now. Trev, I got a question. When you get into distribution, and I've thought about this for a while. As far as beer accounts goes, obviously the name of the game is get as many accounts as possible, or no. Are some accounts better than others, and there's some places that you would not want to sell your beer at?
I mean, we're only open a week and a half, so yeah. I mean, it depends what. There's a lot of different factors in that, and I'm only just learning a lot of this now. So, you can essentially put the beer where you think it's going to move.
Okay,
that's a good thing, but it depends on your brand as well. If you want to just sell to anyone and everyone, then some places they'll only sell their beers at certain, or wines, or distilled spirits in certain areas. So
yeah,
so it depends. Sometimes beggars can't be choosers, and maybe that might be us. I don't know, but right now we have a waiting list for people to try and get our beer.
It's a good problem to have.
Yeah, it's a great problem. I mean, but we're also brand new too, so everyone wants to see what the fuss is all about. But we've had people coming to us saying, people are coming into our bar saying, when are you getting our beer? Which is a very nice feeling to have.
Sure.
Again, I don't know whether we're just a new brewery in town, a new hot thing or not, but it's a very nice feeling, and I believe we do have some great beer. So
yeah, you do. It's Maury. Everyone who knows Maury, who knows the channel knows Maury. He's over there now. And yeah, I mean, I'd imagine it's more universal with beer. If it's spirits or wine, I think it's a little bit more cutthroat. The Four Seasons isn't going to have on Charles Shaw. Their house red is still going to be a $30 bottle to us. But with beer, they're still going to have, not to knock the domestic stuffs, they would have probably Coors Light or one domestic, right? You go to the nicest gastro pub. No, they might not have. They might not have big beer.
I feel like it's.
They'd have like Pacifico or Modelo, but they wouldn't have Budweiser because
it also depends on too, like the big distributors who distribute beer too. They might have certain beers, Coors Light, whatever, but they also remember you've talked about it a bunch of times where some of these big guys went and bought a bunch of craft breweries. So they might have those instead of Bud Light.
Just all depends if you want to
Golden Road or
that's Budweiser,
something like that. Yeah. So.
Right on. Yeah, I just think beer is more universal.
Yeah.
What do you think come to think of it, what's probably what libation or alcohol do you think is the most, not like white trash, but like the most kind of frowned upon. It's got the most stinginess. It's got the most snobbiness. I'd probably go with whiskey. You couldn't have.
You mean bourbon? Irish whiskey, Scotch whiskey, bourbon whiskey, Canadian whiskey? Like, are you talking about bourbon?
I'm talking about what's the stuff my dad always Mountain High? What's the mountain one?
Mountain Gay rum?
I mean, you don't go. That's rum, but you go into a nice place, and what do they have on their background? They have all of their nice spirits. You're not going to see Evan Williams and the plastic stuff up there,
right?
But I don't know. Beer's kind of got a wiggle room. I think some of these places would have.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. Well, it depends too. Again, if you're in San Diego has some world-class breweries. Like even where we live, and I think it's one of those golden ages right now where you have some of the most, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I think people will look back in like 30 or 40 years, providing we're all around still, and look at this time in beer history in the last 10 years between, 2000 and 2020 and be like, wow, we didn't know how good we had it, So,
yeah, time will tell. I know that beer is recession proof, which means it'll always be around. I'm not saying every brewery will be around, but I think beer is like one step down from food and music. It is. Yeah, it's a good thing to be in.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, I like home brewing too. So, I think someone asked before, like, have I been doing any home brewing? And I can't remember, but I haven't been doing much lately. But I do want to get back into it. So
you got to have all my equipment. Over for Homebrew for Life. I've got half your equipment. You probably have half mine.
Yeah.
I don't even know where my corny kegs are. 2 of them are at Rosewood. 2 of them are at Booze Brothers for their cold brew coffee stuff and their carbonated sangria stuff.
Yeah. I think one of my kegs is at your place, I think.
Probably.
Probably, yeah.
Can't really write your name on it. Put your sticker on it.
Try.
Take it off. Take it off, man.
So what have you been up to anyway, mate? I feel like I know I've seen you a lot lately, but I feel like I haven't spoken to you. How you been? What's been going on? What's in your fermenter?
What's in my fermenter? I've got a lot of beer right now. What's going on is I actually might have to switch to 2.5 gallon batches. I might have the actual homebrew challenge problem because I had 5 gallons of smoked beer, which is a very bad idea, which is an extremely bad idea. Unless you plan on bottling it, and I hate bottling. And then I had a hazy IPA, which I still have on, and now I've got 5 more gallons. So I have something like 8 gallons of beer right now. And like I want to brew again this weekend. And the way I'm brewing these days, it's all 2 or 3 day fermentation because I'm just doing the dry yeast stuff.
Yep. I'm just doing the Kveik yeast.
Kveik, Voss, Kveik, Omega Lutra. Omega Lutra, just put it in dry yeast form, same looking packet, looks like a Magnum condom, safe fail 04, 05. And we got that 20 gallon.
I have plans for that, by the way.
I'm going to give that to you. I want to brew once on it because they gave that to me and I want to make a video out of it. And I want to do a split batch in there. But other than that, that's way too big unless I'm doing a crock pot lobster party for 10 or something. But other than that, you want to hear something funny?
Nah.
You know John Goman?
Yeah.
The guy used to be a pro skater. Now we're trying to get the food thing.
Oh, dude, skate or die? Yeah.
Skate or die.
Yeah, I know that.
Braj or die. He's doing a private event tomorrow for 10 people. So he's cooking. Yeah, he's trying to do this thing where it's like $150 a head. He provides everything, the kitchen stuff. He's a one-man show, and tomorrow he's doing it. So he might be getting that.
Good for him, man.
Yeah, I mean that's a tough gig. I can show up and bust some tables and clean up some stuff, but I don't know, man. I don't know how that works.
I don't know either, but it's one of those things you get like one shot in life, right? And
you can make $1,000 a day if you know what you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, if you don't do it, if you don't try it, if you don't say, okay, I'm really going to try this because you don't want to wake up in 20 years and be like, oh,
shoulda, coulda, woulda.
I was going to do this. If he's going to do that and he's having a go at it, good for him, man.
I mean, what's the worst thing that could go wrong? You're just going to ruin somebody's wedding, you know, parents' 30-year anniversary.
Yeah, that's it. That's nothing. They got an
man.
anniversary the next year. So.
But yeah, grandma's still alive. You'll get the next funeral. We'll figure it out then.
Right.
Goose Frabo. Yeah, he's doing that tomorrow. I'm nervous for him. He's nervous too. Meso, I mean, it's his first one. I'd be nervous as shit. Putting on a dinner party for rich people for $150 a plate, it has to be perfect. Everybody's snobby. Everybody wants their ass kissed.
He can do it.
All you have to do is believe, man. Attitude is everything. Yep. Attitude is bigger than experience. Sort of.
Fake it till you make it. Is that what you're trying to say?
Sure. So true. I'm motivated to get my brewery going now. Tom Alvarado is where Trevor once was. So Trevor paved the way, and he made it humanly possible on a pretty quick. I mean, Trevor, how long have you been brewing?
Sorry, I'm just writing a message here.
He's on Slack.
Yeah. Sorry. Sorry. Apologies. What was the question again?
How long have you been brewing? Home brewing?
A couple of years now.
Yeah, like
a few years. But I used to homebrew though. Well, homebrew. When I was younger, my dad used to homebrew a lot.
Yeah.
And so
a lot of you guys are grandfathered in.
Yeah, and then he used to homebrew all the time. He used to have the big Coopers in Australia. That's all you had at the time for homebrewing was all the Coopers big plastic fermenters, and you used to have the bombers. And he used to brew all the time. He used to be all extract brewing, and he used to love it. But then obviously I grew up a little bit and moved out, and then I just lost touch with that whole home brewing side. But I only got back into it a few years ago when my mother-in-law gave me a small Mr. Beer kit, and the beer was terrible.
Which is Mr. Cooper's, right? That's Mr. Cooper owns the ingredients to all that stuff. Yeah, it's
garbage. But that's when
I hated it.
That's when I was like, there has to be a way to do this better. So I looked online, and that's when I saw your videos, and I was like, oh, this is great.
We met through Homebrew for Life, and I've made a couple of cracks on that because it's funny, man, because
it was like our first date was weird, right?
It was a date. I mean, I go on dates. I'm dating now. It's an absolute nightmare.
Yeah.
I get dumped twice a week. And just to meet up with somebody and be like, hey, how are you? What's going on? This is you. That's your profile picture. I met up with a dude, and that dude is Trevor, who's here right now. And it worked out. That was at Best Pizza, right to where you opened up your brewery.
Right. Yeah, just literally down this one block.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny how life works. I actually ran into Maury before I had met you. I ran at Booze Brothers in Oceanside, the tap room they have there. I was just going there to get a beer with my wife, and I walked in and I walked past Maury, and I was like, oh, God, I know that guy. I turned around and said, hey man, are you the guy from Homebrew for Life? And he's like, he had 2 beers and he's like, yeah. Oh, cool stuff, man. And he's like,
sorry, Maury.
he's like,
smoking a cig.
It's kind of funny how that kind of all worked out,
Well, I was able to do a little math before you because you also went into Culver. And Mike, they always bust my chops. They're like, oh, you got another Homebrew for Life fan that came in here. The guy who's got an Australian accent or English. I don't know what he said to me at the time, but the guy with the accent. And I was like, is he cool? They're like, yeah, he seems cool. And I'm like, okay. Because if Mike probably wouldn't have said that, I wouldn't have met up with you.
Dude, it wasn't me then. I'm not cool.
It's all by mistake, man. We're heterosexual as the day is long, by the way. At least Trevor is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Match made in heaven. What up, Man Cave Brewery? What's going on, you brunch? So where do you go from here, man? You just opened up a brewery. Really quick.
Yeah.
You're going to give me a modest answer, so I'm going to speak for you. I think you're leaps and bounds busier than you predicted or most people thought. Is that true? Is accurate to say? Did you know you guys were going to hit the ground running and pretty much be packed every day?
No.
Or you could think no one's going to show up, right? Like there's nobody that's going to show up.
Yeah,
that's got to be in your mind.
We didn't really advertise really at all, and maybe I'm being a little showing off a little bit here, but
There's no showing off here.
Exactly what happened is we really didn't really do any advertising for our opening. It was a lot of word of mouth.
Well, your location's that good where you don't have to.
Yeah.
People are just gonna. It's impossible to drive by your place.
Yeah.
And not look over and see what's going on, even if it's closed, because you got signs up there. There's people on the 101, like Culture, on even Cedros, especially on Cedros, but you just zip by them super fast. But if you were at a four-way intersection, I could tell you what's going on every four-way intersection in Encinitas, Carlsbad, or whatever. That D Street one right there, there's Martini Ranch. There's Rebel's Mexican food. On this side, it's Vigilucci's, and on the back side, it's 7-Eleven. Like, if you, like people, when you're at an intersection, it's like the Coast 101 on steroids. You know, it's like we are at a red light, especially if you're not staring at your phone. Like, you're gonna take this all in and like, oh, is that spot good? Is that like what's going on over there? And you guys have that.
Yeah. I mean, we're very fortunate that we found a spot where we have a nice parking lot and it's on a really busy street. And that's not to say, you know, we like our grand opening, and Tom Alvarado and yourself can really attest to this. You know, we thought that if we had 100 people show up, that would be awesome. Like, that would be like, okay, yeah. And then if we had 200 people, that would have been a really great day. If we had 300 people, we'd be like, that is a complete success. Like, because that, in our eyes, that was the goal. Like, and then we lost count at about 1,200 people, and when we had lineups 10 minutes after we had opened, it was a very humbling experience, to say that. It was just very.
I couldn't even imagine.
It was nice.
I would be.
Oh man!
I'd be in the back crying.
I'd
be in the back crying and jerking off at the same time. I couldn't even be around people.
Using tears as lube.
That's exactly right. Exactly right. Big shout out to Masso. Masso, super chat, $10. Let's all drink for the next 5 days off. Happy to get this week's happy hour. Big shout out to Masso out there in Colorado, man. You're the barrage. I have one complaint about your brewery. Can I give it to you?
Oh, we let you in?
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably number one. Okay, I got number two complaint about your brewery. Do you think that you guys you're just too small? Like, it's just, if you could knock a door down and be another 200 square feet, that would be significantly better to the business model? Or is that not a problem with the patio seating and stuff? Assuming it's not raining and people can go outside and the doors are open.
I mean, yeah, everyone wants more space, right?
Until you can't book.
Everyone wants more space.
If you can get people in.
If you can get people in, everyone wants more space.
Mm-hmm.
If we're asking if we're too small, do you mean as our tap room too small?
Like your max capacity, your fire code number.
Oh, okay. Oh, so yeah, you're talking about capacity. Yeah, I mean, we would love to have more, be able to do more, but
yeah.
You know, we also
might jump on the gun on success.
Yeah,
I mean, you're just great to have people there. Yeah.
Just having people rolling in and drinking a beer is great.
Right.
I can leave it at that. You know, we can work that out at a later time. But we just want people to come in and try our beers for now. And if we, you know, people sort of, I mean, yeah, long and short of it, yeah, everyone would love more capacity, but we are pretty grateful for what we have for now.
Yeah. And,
you know, like any good business, if they get to a point where they need to expand, then they will.
Right on, man. Tom brought up a good point. I mean, buy the coffee shop next door. Trevor shares a building with a coffee shop, and they're big for a coffee shop. I'm surprised that a coffee shop needs to be.
Well, they're a roaster as well. They roast their own beans.
Okay, so they're doing production. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah. Those things are not cheap, man. I got some buddies who work at Lofty. That's like a full-time cooking job.
Yeah. Someone asked us, do we market any of Minnesota? Something asked, do we market any of our beers to women? And I
Don't
just saw
answer that. I wouldn't answer that.
And I will answer that. I will, of course.
Champagne?
Of course. You know, no. We don't target right now. We're not targeting any particular demographic. Our brewery is for everybody. There's no beer is for everybody. That's how I look at it. I mean, I know
Beer's a uniter.
Hey, yeah, our brewery's for everyone. We're not targeting particular people. We're targeting everyone. Everyone can drink beer. That's why we're all here, right?
Sure.
So
pretty much.
We have a selection of beers that are for. We have our selection of beers that we opened with is a little bit of something for everybody.
I want to talk about the styles of your beer in a second because they're kind of interesting. Trouble Matt's got a good question. How many square feet is the brewery?
Our whole thing is probably 3,500 square feet. Our whole thing, including our tap room.
And I mean, and the coffee shop is symmetric to that, or it's different?
I think they're like 4,000.
So pretty similar.
Yeah, they're we nearly cut in half. So
yeah, check his Instagram though. It's a good layout. Like you can see what's going on in production, but there's a gate right there that kind of fences off the employees and the customers. But you can kind of give your own self a tour. You know, there's places where you got to go in the back and. You know, like Battle Mage, everybody that first went in there, their brewery is behind their bar, behind their cold box, and everybody wants to go back there. It's like, dude, if it's busy, no. Like, you just want to look at fermenters, you got to come in at noon on a Saturday. But at South O, you walk in there, Mother Earth used to have that. They used to have their stainless steel fermenters right there. And Culture and Solana Beach has that. You can just be walking around and be like, damn, that's cool. I don't have to asked to go in the back or do anything, and that's super awesome, especially if you're a brewer or a seller, man. You know, because there's brewers, people coming in the back all day, like, what does this do? What does that do? You're like, fuck, man. Like,
we're a working brewery, and our hours kind of indicate that we won't be we try to get in early and brew early.
Cheers, Tom.
But we open at certain times where you will be able to see the brewer there.
Yeah,
or Maury there working. You know, and that's something
everybody loves Maury too. Maury's gonna get bombed on.
Jay
and Silent Barrage. Yeah.
If anyone's asking, yes, I did free Maury from CH's closet. So
he was the gimp. He was the gimp in the basement. San Diegans don't have basements, but I had one. What up, Tom Ellen? What's up, you brunch? Aoster, is there a kitchen? Can't really do a kitchen. You can do a kitchen, but
we have a
huge.
Yeah, we have a grease trap.
I did not know that.
Built into the ground. So we have the ability to put a full blown kitchen if we wanted to, but I think for right now, we just want to get our beer right. That's our first thing, and then I think as we move forward, if we find space and time, then we'll do that. We implement a canning or bottling line from East of the Beast.
Good question, Beast.
We have a canning line. It's actually made in Texas, American canning. We have a one-headed canning machine. So we get anywhere between 7 to 10 cans per minute. And for us, we can hit out, I think a barrel, which is 31 gallons, we can hit that out in, I don't know, half an hour or so. We can do a barrel or maybe less.
How many, sorry, are you still going, Trev?
No, I'm good.
What was your first beer you brewed, and how many times have you honed that in? Just the once? Just everything's...
Are you talking about at South O Brewing, or are you talking about at just home brewing?
At South O.
Yeah, our first beer was a blonde ale, and
thought it was an IPA.
No, it was a blonde ale, and we've only done that once. Yeah,
everything's just been.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, everything's just one. Everything we've brewed right now, and they're in kegs or in fermenters right now, are all version 1s. We're right at the ground level, baby.
Duly noted. Duly noted. So if you guys did buy cans, I think Tom did. I think LexSteel did. That was the first batch. That was the first can batch.
Yep.
And I bought one too, but I did not save it. It's not going to be worth anything on eBay in 30 years when it's empty.
Maybe the Pilsner. The Pilsner we sold out of all our cans, and we're about to sell out of all our cans for our brown ale.
I'm drinking your Buccaneer Brown.
Yeah, that's what I'm drinking right now.
Show it off, man. Show us. Oh, you got any cans with you?
No. I have an unlabeled can, low fill.
Well, it's going to be good, man, and I'm looking forward to it. Trevor and I, we actually collabed. We did a Kavite KZ IPA video. I mean, he let us use his ingredients, and we shot it there pretty much for the
Yeah.
ambiance. You don't really need to collab as a home
Yeah.
brewer, but we made it work, and there was actually a couple people that came by or commented, like, I want to check this brewery out. And that was kind of the whole point. I don't think you needed that, but that was still a fun video.
No, we've actually had quite a few people in San Diego and Orange County that have come by, actually to come by because of Homebrew for Life, and I feel
that's cool,
like
man.
and I always tell you like this whole journey actually kind of really started with Homebrew for Life. And,
Bullshit.
And you're like, no, it didn't, but it really did. I believe.
I highly doubt that. I highly doubt that.
Well,
it was going to happen regardless. But I appreciate that. That's nice to say.
Yeah. But I think if I hadn't watched those videos, if I hadn't understood what those videos were all about, then understanding the process, I think that's something that people really underestimate is the process and the fun aspect of brewing. You can be very serious about brewing, but I really enjoyed the aspect of your videos and learning that way, because I'm not much of a sit down and listen to someone drone on. So
thanks, man.
Even though I drone on.
Yeah, so, some videos can be longer. I mean, like right now, this is a live stream. This isn't going to be edited or something like that. But
I think personality is key. So.
Well, I appreciate that, man. Thanks for Homebrew for Life, bringing people together, man. Something tells me we're going to know each other for a very long time, Braj.
I think so.
So where do you? Okay, so things are rocking and rolling. I'd imagine it's pretty stressful because you got to spend a lot of money to make money. And like, we got to get these doors open. We got to get these doors. We can keep buying stuff. Ben from Culver said it best. It's the easiest thing on planet Earth to spend money. It's the hardest thing to make money.
Yeah, that's true.
We got to be open. I can't really buy more grain. I can't really bring on a cellarman for more. We have to be open.
Yeah.
Okay, now you're open. You guys are popular. You're the talk of the town. What's the next move? Is it getting cans out there? Is it getting accounts? Is it getting another satellite tasting room? Or is it getting a cellarman to help out with Maury or another tasting room manager or something? Or all?
It's one of those things. You have like a plate and you have all of it.
Sure.
And you've all got to try and do it all at once.
But
I think so. It's for us. The first thing was to build out our tap room, right? Build out our tap room, build out the brewery, get all this equipment, all the things that are necessary for success. We brewed, we got those all kegs all done, packaged, all ready to sell. So we got to that stage. We are canning too, obviously. We've only got a few beers canned right now, just because we only just recently got our canning machine.
Yeah.
So that's the next thing. And then we've made beer, we've hired some people, and what's the next step? Well, we've got to open our tap room. Got to get those doors open, have a grand opening, get people in trying our beers, get our name out there a little bit. So then after that, well, okay, we're not too small where we just have to have beer in our tap room and cans in our tap room. We have enough inventory where we can possibly sell outside of our tap room. So that's the next step. And we've had a lot of bars and restaurants and liquor stores trying to get their hands on our beer. So we need our next, as we move forward with our tap room, we got to slowly start moving. Thank you. We got to start moving forward with our, getting our kegs into bars and restaurants and
distribution.
Just self-distribution too. Just the thing is, what a lot of people don't understand, and it is something that I've had to learn very quickly here, is that you can only produce so much beer. You can have a lot of accounts and you might not be able to serve them, but you also have to serve your own tap room too.
Sure.
So, it's and what we're learning very quickly is it's a balancing act, It's like if you're at home and you're doing 5-gallon batches and You're
You got a party
bottling
for
up,
200. 200 people
yeah,
coming over. Like, fuck, man.
yeah, you're bottling, 16-ounce bottles or 12-ounce bottles, and you make it X amount of bottles. Where you're like, okay, well, I want to keep these ones for myself, and then
Sure.
put some for everybody else who come through. You can quite easily have no beer left.
How many employees do you have? Because I know Maury's in production, but you hired a lot of beer tenders, which is kind of an interesting move because a lot of people, when they open their doors, it's the owners that work the tasting room. But you guys have new people in there every time I'm there.
Yeah, we hired about, I think because, well, the other thing too is we open up every day.
Good point.
So,
most people were closed Mondays and Tuesdays when they first opened.
Right. And, Maury's our brewer, so I don't see why he actually was the one who made a good point. He's like, well, why are you closed?
Right. If you can afford the labor and you're making money, be open 24/7 like Vegas, man. You've lived in Vegas.
Well, yeah. So, it's why would we close when we've got a lot going on right now? Maybe we close on a few days in the future if we have to, but we're in a retail spot. We're not like in an industrial park or somewhere off the beaten path. So why not stay open? So, when you hire staff, not everyone can work certain hours, and so
you guys got it going on, man. If anybody who is in town who wants to make it to South though, if you make it there, I want to throw out a couple breweries as well. I want to throw out Craft Coast because they.
Mm-hmm.
There's two breweries in San Diego. There's the coastal breweries that like have to hit the ground running, and then there's the industrial park breweries that are kind of more of like garage band. They're not all garage band, but there was a time when you could open up a brewery 8 or 10 years ago and you could have shitty beer and your beer could get better and people would still show up. But that day's long gone in San Diego. It might work in other cities. So you have to be on the coast. If you have a lager, it better taste like a lager. If you have a Czech Pilsner Mexican lager, it better taste like that. You have to hit the ground running. You guys pulled it off. Craft Coast pulled it off. I don't think too many people were worried about Craft Coast. Bagvies is a good spot, especially if you have kids.
Oh, yeah.
And they're all right there. They're right all like within a mile of each other on Coast Highway.
You also have other breweries like Northern Pine as well. That's another one in the area.
Brews Brothers, some satellite tasting rooms.
Yeah. They
Tom wants to work for you. Tom, Tom's got a good job. Tom's got a very good job. Tom, let me work for you. I'll be your assistant.
Yeah, it's that's what I'm saying like earlier was that there's San Diego right now is kind of a premium spot in the world, I would believe, for breweries right now. It's easily North County, obviously downtown area. You've got some really good, really great breweries. You've got Society. You've got Resident.
Half Door.
You've got a bunch up there. Second Chance. Like if you guys ever get a chance, that's my favorite brewery right now. Just
Second
some of their
Chance?
sours and that. Oh yeah, just some of their beers right now are phenomenal.
I had
They're real.
What's their sour that looks like the lollipop or the candy one?
The gummy bear sour.
It was so good.
Yeah.
I went on their Instagram and I never do this, and I was like, "This beer is phenomenal. I want you to know that this is the best sour I've had in a long time," because there's not too many very good sours that people can. It's kind of a liability. Right. And that beer was phenomenal. Yeah. 10 out of 10 phenomenal.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like, there's a lot of competition within the breweries, but they all seem to focus on something. They all have their own little niche here and there. But how much?
What about you with sours? You guys have a program in the mix?
Maybe. I don't know yet. We still got to work on that. There's a bunch of other things. We got to work on that. What do we have coming up? We have Black IPA. We have a Vienna Lager, I'm really excited about that. We have Red Ale that we're a really different spin on a Red Ale.
Yeah.
That hopefully will be popular. I think it will be popular, but that's just being hopeful.
You're gonna be popular. We're gonna keep pumping Homebrew for Life selfies down your throat, man, until people hate us with all of their hearts. I got a serious question.
Yeah.
Who gets the final say in the beer, or who's got the most say, or how does the say even work? Is it your recipes? Is it Maury's? Who's got okay, that's a good idea. Let's run with that. Obviously, you're the final say, but
right, yeah, I don't look at it like that though. I think any good business or any good, even like a sporting team or anything is made with collaboration between not just one person and talking it out. I think there's things that I like, and there's things that my business partner Joel likes, and there's things that Maury like, and we just sort of discuss and talk about what are the pros and cons, and what there are things that I would like on the menu that everyone might not like, but if I try it once and no one likes it, then I'll never do it again.
Do you know the Bella Goat story with Maury at Booze Brothers?
No.
2015, Maury comes in. He's like, "This is my favorite beer ever. We got to do this. We got to buy the recipes. We're gonna do this beer." It was called Bella Goat. It was a red hoppy Belgian, and it was the most disgusting beer. Yeah, I didn't know Maury blew it this hard. I thought everything you touched was gold. And we're drinking it, and we're like, taking it out. We're like, this is at the time Belgians still kind of worked. Now it's kind of tough to see a Belgian in a tasting room. They're just, I don't know. Culver has a couple. But we're like, Maury, I don't know, man. Like, maybe we should run a couple back and forth communication verses between each other before we just let you run with a 7-barrel batch or something. Because I don't know if do you know what already sells higher than ever, your top 3 or low 3, or is that like a month? Yeah,
we have an idea right now, but we want to rotate out some beers. We want beer that people enjoy.
Well, you take the bottom 3 out and then put in new 3. It's just kind of like merch, or it's like deli sandwiches or anything. But when Maury's Bella Goats bat 9th for the whole semester, we're just like, yeah, man, we love you, man, but nothing lasts forever, man. Some stuff's got to change.
You know what though? And I've had this discussion with a few brewery owners and brewers and home brewers, and it's the same discussion all the time. It's if everyone's doing a Mosaic Citra IPA, it's like every brewery will do that, or every home brewer will do that. Then it's kind of the same thing. You need people to push the envelope a little bit. And again, I've only been in business for 1 week, but I think it doesn't matter whatever industry it is. If everyone's doing the same thing, it's usually the people who try and push the envelope are the ones who will eventually have a breakthrough in something. And a good example of that is hazy IPA. And a lot of brewers, when hazy IPAs come out, they were like, "Oh my god, it's not clear. What is this? What is this? What is this monstrosity?"
I've never seen them all over, man. I've seen some
and
of
now
them
everyone's
look
doing
it. Yeah, I think with spirits, I think the hardest thing, and I'm probably wrong, you could have the best product in the world. You could have the #1 trophy, GABF. Well, GABF would explain itself.
Yeah.
But the name of the game with beer is how do you sell it? How do you sell it? You could be the best guitar player in the world, but if you don't leave your bedroom and you're just cooped up, who's ever going to know about you? You got to get out there and you got to get exposure. Food's a little bit different. Like if you have an In-N-Out burger, you're like, this is better than any other fast food burger. I went to Carl's Jr. today. Fucked me up.
Oh.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
McDonald's, garbage.
Yeah.
Right. But I don't know.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think breweries.
We got 10 more minutes with you, though.
Yeah. I got 10 more minutes. Oh, yeah, we do too. Jeez, that went quick, didn't it?
Do you want to can you do another 20 minutes?
Yeah, I'll do another 20 more minutes.
That's it. All right, I'm going to go get one of my, what did I just brew?
I don't know. What jalapeno sour?
Carl's Jr. Saison. I'm going to go get one of my Cinnamon Toast Crunch beers.
Oh.
Hold it down. Talk to the chat.
Bring me one while you're at it.
I will. I won't, but I will.
Okay. All right, where's the chat? Trev, Yeast and the Beast. Will you open a homebrew store? I don't think so. And it's not that I have anything against homebrew stores. Homebrew stores are the lifeblood of community when it comes to homebrewing. I just think I'm just not equipped to do that. Okay, Sandwiches Crunch. I don't want a claw hammer. Is there chiller and the controller? I'm also beyond pissed at Anvil for not recalling the Ring original. All about quality. Yeah. So, Trev, any tips on how to fund the startup phase? So many. Okay, I'll start with the funding. There is a bunch of ways to do that. You can fund it yourself. You can ask for family, friends. There's a bunch of ways like that you do it. If you can do it like that, friends, family. It just depends, where you want to sit in on how high you want to go. I don't know if that makes sense. That really doesn't make any sense. But that beer looks awesome, by the way.
It is awesome.
Yeah,
I wanted to do side by side with peanut butter stout, but I didn't. I'm not gonna I'm done kind of shitting on local breweries. It's not shitting on, but if you do a blind taste contest, you're like, whoa, the $2 beer is way better than the $10 beer, and you're like, these guys are down the street. We go there all the time. Not good.
No. Yeah. Sorry, I just want to finish answering that question. There's a number of ways you can do it. You can fund it yourself. You can ask friends and family. You can get business partners. You can use online fundraising. That's another way. You just got to figure out how big you want to go and how much you're prepared to, or you want to spend. And once you figure that out, then you got to figure out if you're going to do it yourself, can you afford it, everything, and then have money to sustain you for a certain period after that. Or you can go the investor route. And while that is a great way to go, it just depends what you're comfortable in giving up. So,
because that could be millions someday, and you could hate yourself, but it's less risk.
I have met people not in the brewing industry, but in other industries who they didn't have a lot of money, but they could have probably, if they really worked on it, work 2 jobs, work 3 jobs, do a weekend night shift.
You were.
Yeah, I still am.
Mm-hmm.
But you can, if you do that, you'll be successful. You'll get there. You'll get the funding. There's also government programs where you can you can get loans as well. So that's another way to do it. So yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
Trevor.
know if that actually helps.
Trevor's
a number of ways to do it.
Trevor was successful as is. Took a gamble. He's got a family. He's got a real life. He's got a kid. He's got a dog. I don't have anything. I have a feral cat. Can't even feed that thing. That's a lie. I do
dealing
feed that
with
thing.
city inspectors
In California. Permits in California, man. If you can make it in California, you can make it anywhere.
Tom Alvarado.
You gotta go through hula hoops.
Tom Alvarado, that's a good way to do it.
Chicken beer.
It depends on the city you're at and the state you're at as to how hard it can be. Federal government's pretty easy. They just want their tax money.
You want to hear some crazy shit?
Nah.
I went to McDonald's a couple nights ago, and on the window they have now hiring $16 an hour.
Yeah.
$16 an hour.
Oh yeah.
That's minimum wage?
Nope.
What's the minimum wage in California now?
I think it's 14. It goes up to 15 in January.
I don't know how it works as a business owner, man. Labor is so expensive. $16 an hour to flip burgers? How are you supposed to make any money as a business owner?
You're McDonald's.
You just charge the customer more? Is it just relative? Just everything is just a parallel line with inflation? Just jack up your prices? When I was working construction like 4 years ago, I started at 15 or 16 an hour, broke my back every day. I finished at like 22. Nowadays you can make like 16, 17 bucks an hour at like Panda Express. No offense, that's hard work, but it's not construction. You're not pouring concrete, trenching on a hillside, 90 degrees in July.
Right.
McDonald's here is 19 bucks an hour in Colorado, Mesa.
Yep.
My God. I'm going to quit homebrew for life, man. I'm going to be like
work at Macca's.
I'm going to be like Kevin Spacey from American Beauty. Probably not the guy to bring up anymore, right? Isn't he one of those? We'll leave it at that, all right? It's a good movie, though. I made $5 when I worked at McDonald's. I think my first job at Pizza Hut was like $5.75 back in 99 or 2000.
Yeah.
1650. RonBarnes, what's going on, man? Glad you're here. Silent but deadly. Riviera. Oh man, like
I did a trip up.
Now I know why everybody's trying to.
Yeah,
get here.
I did a road trip up to Boise, Idaho, about 3 months ago.
Here we go.
And I drove from so San Diego all the way up there. Stopped at Lake Tahoe, but everywhere we went, all the way up, it was just job signs out the front.
There's a lot of jobs. And I've said this before. There's some crazy shit. I went to Jack in the Box like a month ago, and in the drive-thru, they were like, "Hey, like we're outside, we're wrapping it up. We close at 6." And I was like, "What?" They're like, "Yeah, we close at 6 now." I was like, "Back in my day, I think Jack in the Box was 24 hours. We used to go there after parties in high school and get the 2 tacos for $1." They're like, "Yeah, we don't have employees anymore. Nobody wants to work." I'm like, well, what are people doing? What are people doing though? Just living with their parents?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Just turning into bums.
I will tell you this story.
They don't want to work, so it's just better to be a bum.
A friend of mine, she's a single mom. She lives in LA.
I want to be a
she's
bum.
She's worked an office job her whole life.
Okay.
Just working as a secretary, and during the pandemic, she's still working, but it was kind of weighing on her. She has a kid and whatnot, and so she applied. And she saw in the newspaper or online, the Port of Los Angeles at the time was looking for people to work there, and they were earning it was like $100,000 job or $80,000 a night, something like it was. I think it was like 6 figures to work at the port on.
Yeah, I'm in the wrong business.
What was it? Yeah, it was just something like working at the port. Loading and offloading containers, just making sure, like standing near them so they go and they get put down. And she's in a union job now, and she'll never, never have to leave that job ever again. Like,
good for her.
Perfect. Yeah.
Good for her, man. I'm glad that stuff's still working out, man. Isn't it crazy? Like back in the day, our parents all worked for one company for 1 year. Our grandparents were just paint salesmen door to door for 50 years.
Yeah.
Nowadays, if somebody works a job for 3 years, you're like, damn, dude, I'll hire you. Yeah. But there's no stigma for that. It's cool that you can bounce around. And I've always said, just go where the money goes. Well, you got to weigh out cost of living. If they're like, hey, we'll double your salary, but you have to move to New Mexico. No offense to anybody in New Mexico, but it's just like, I don't know, man. I don't know. San Diego's pretty nice. I'm trying to leave here, but it's going to be tough.
Yeah, I mean, it just depends. There's been a big mass migration to Texas and Idaho
and Montana,
all these other places. Yeah, because people can work remotely, and the cost of living is a lot different. There's been a big migration push all around the country. Everyone used to live out in the central of the United States. And they pushed out to the coast. Now they're all going back in again. So.
Yeah, but there's also still like, I don't know who owns these business guys, these condo guys right across from your brewery, right across from every street in my house. People are like, oh, it's a lot of China, it's a lot of people from Oceanside, a lot of people from Hollywood. There's still people coming into San Diego. And the name of the game now is build it high. What they're doing is they're pretty much turning Carlsbad and Encinitas into kind of Oceanside. They started with Oceanside and they're working their way down. So there's like 4 staircases in each one of these new units. You get a yard that's a 10 by 8, but they build you high, kind of in Europe, kind of how it is all over Europe. And that's kind of the name of the game now. So people are coming in.
Yeah.
Theron, what's up, Brant? No offense. We got real chili. Hack Attack, what's up, man? Just got here. What's up, CH? What's going on, Hack? You threw me off on a Tuesday. Yeah, this is Trevor. A little quick recap. We got 53 people here. I'm digging that. Shout out to all you guys. We got Trevor here. He's a busy man. It's tough to get him in. He's across the street from his house right now in his garage. Say garage. How do Australians?
Garage.
Garage. A garage. A garage. So I appreciate that. Trevor is, what's your title? Just owner / brewer / janitor / everything /
glorified janitor.
Glorified janitor. He's like Dave Chappelle from Half Baked.
Yeah. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Brewery. People working in a brewery, they're just glorified janitors. That's all they are.
That's what Battlemage said. We got Trevor for 16 more minutes. You guys want to ask him some questions? Not that we haven't asked him questions.
It's all right.
Shady Squirrel, I didn't even know it was a Tuesday. You sound like me. What year is it? Yeah. Was it tax season? Fuck. Don't answer East and the Beast. Riv Rivera, you told me you had 2 jobs in San Diego, an 8 to 5, and then Uber through the night just to live. Shout out to Riv, man. That's what Goman does right now. We'll get an NBC going here in a second. Goman works at Valentina's Lucadia. He's an Uber driver when he's off, and then we're trying to make all these shitty food videos that you are not fond of.
RonBarnes, do you offer food at your place on site or food trucks? December for us opening was kind of a bit of a mulligan. We haven't got anyone, but starting in January, we're trying to get food trucks every day. So
he's gonna have the chicken sandwich guy from where the old Flying Pig was, and it's the best chicken sandwich in town too. I'm gonna go there, not get beer, and just get chicken sandwiches.
You have to fight me for those chicken sandwiches first, though.
It's the Japanese dredge, the way that they do it. It's like, it's like as good as the one at the Compass. Remember that chicken sandwich I turned you on to at the Compass?
That's right. Yeah.
What'd you think?
Good.
It's good.
So good. Yeah.
Yeah. The bread tastes like a donut. Like, fuck. Yeah. I gotta make that on my homebrew for life shit. Ales and lagers in South O. That's right. Absolutely.
Doing a lot of that.
Quick, something interesting for Trevor South O is that he doesn't have a beer over 7%.
Nah.
Never?
You never. No one ever says. You never say never. Right? But
say never.
Yeah, I really don't want that.
Because I've talked about it for a long time. I think that the newest trend in the industry is just lower ABV. Whether it's, there's always going to be the niche. There's always going to be the niche West Coast Pliny the Elder guy. But I think for the most part, I went out to dinner with a old coworker from Booze Brothers on Sunday, and he was like, I'm back to Coors Light, Pacificos. He's like, I can't drink craft beer anymore. Not only that, but you're from Australia, where it's popular to drink 3.5% beers. So it's kind of like a
we have 7% beer. I mean, how to explain it? I personally don't go. I don't mind a double IPA every now and then, but I can only drink 1 or 2 of them.
And I don't want to be out. I don't want to be driving. I want to drink it. I want to buy it to go.
I want to be driving. I want to be able to.
That's really good advice.
Feel like a human in the next day. You know,
right.
I feel like
go to work.
7% is high enough.
Right.
You know, and there's a lot of good breweries out there that do the double IPA. Everything, IPAs that are over 7%. I think that doing lagers and pilsners and session IPAs and Australian sparkling ales and things that are under that percentage have underutilized market. But you know, I could be wrong. It's a gamble, which I kind of like. I like those beers that are under those percentages.
I do too. And I've told you about this. Steve from TheApartmentBrewer came on. He said there's a brewery out there in, I think, Massachusetts or Salem, but they don't have any beers over 5%. Everything's session, and they ball it. They slay ball it. Masso, 7% is plenty. 8% is kicking in. Good choice of words. He's got the emoji to back it.
There's a good question up here.
Goose Fraba says, do you have a rival brewery? No, it's community, not competition. There's always kind of the competition, but if you treat it more like community, like me and other YouTubers, we talk to each other, but we're like, damn, that motherfucker put out that video first. Fucking BrewSho. I'm going to beat his ass. We ain't going to HomebrewCon anymore.
Are you using Kvaik strains? Yes.
I'm serious. I'm not serious.
Are you starting with RO water system? No, we're using carbon filters.
So long story short, you have, this is what you do at a commercial brewery. You have city water. It's filtered, carbon filtered, which is kind of like RO, but then you add you get the city report and you look at your adjustments and then you add your beer salts accordingly.
Right. What kind of time is it taking you for your lagers, and does it translate into higher cost? Right now, I think it's Beer Quaison Nation. I think it is about lagers. Anywhere between 3 and 5 weeks. Yeah, 3 and 5 weeks we're doing our lagers.
What's the just have
does it translate into higher cost? Well, it just depends. You can't turn tanks as quickly, but you do bigger batches, right? you say is your rival brewery that kind of invaded the territory. Honestly, I think the rival territory, I think that would be us coming in. But the thing is about the community here is everyone's friends. Everyone looks out for each other. The brewery down the street needs something, they can always count on us to try and help them out if we can.
Trev, I'm going to hit on that too, because a lot of people want to go to 3 breweries in a day, and people come into yours or Craft Coast or Bagby's or Booze Brothers. You have the power to tell them where or where not to go to. I don't tell people to go to Kilowatt. I don't tell people to go to this or that. But like, if you could be like, hey, yo, go check out Craft Coast, they could go to Craft Coast and be a customer for life, and vice versa.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's how you have to look at it. A lot of people on Saturdays and Sundays, they want to hit 3 or 4 breweries. Not if I'm serving beer, because I'm going to serve you the triple IPA granddaddies. Your ass ain't leaving. No one's grab you by the ankles, pull you back in. No one's leaving sober. I'll get you all.
I like to recommend breweries that
no one's going anywhere.
I really like, and as I said, we're fortunate to have some absolutely phenomenal breweries around, so.
Yeah.
What's CH's tab up?
Cut them off.
You don't want to know.
They don't keep tabs. Do you guys close everybody out? Was that just opening day?
Every day on close. We closed everyone on opening day. Yeah, we do.
That's probably a good
tabs. Yeah,
that's probably a good thing. CH, what's up, Matt Mustaine? Welcome, man. It's been a little bit. Welcome back, Matt. We got Trevor here for 9 minutes and 10 seconds left.
Yeah. We Tom Alvarado, do you have a hot liquor tank, or do you heat your water as it comes in?
I know
we
that.
We have a instant hot water. We also have a hot liquor tank. So
I've used that. I know that.
Carbon filter RO collab time. CH fresh off the goatee set. Or Guardians of the Galaxy test.
Game of Thrones. Is that a new COVID strain?
What is this?
What up, Kurt Pick?
Hi.
Wow.
So I saw you opening night. Head brewers from Craft Coast, Virgin, were all there supporting. Absolutely.
Virgin's killing it.
Virgin is killing it. They're a great brewery. They got some Trayvana is fantastic.
Well, that's another thing. Their Trayvana, we talk about how the industry is going kind of away from heavy West Coast IPAs. Trayvana is a heavy West Coast IPA, and it is popular as shit, and it is delicious as shit. And I see it everywhere.
I recommend that any day.
That's probably the fastest growing West Coast San Diego IPA.
Is it?
I would. Yeah.
I'm not looking at stats. I'm just too busy drinking it. So.
I'm shotgunning that, man, left and right.
Trayvana's killing it.
Trayvana's the shit. I'm gonna go get a Trayvana now. All this Trayvana talk.
Nice.
What's going on? Just the basis. Checking in from Louisiana. What's up, you brunch? Cheers from San Diego. Or more specifically, I'm in Carlsbad Village, and Trevor's a stone's throw away. Trevor and me are like, we could probably do like the Three Ninjas, Rocky and Rocky Loves Emily thing. Like, me and Trevor are right down the road from each other.
Yeah, it's kind of nice and terrible at the same time, but I love it.
RonBarnes, is there something that you are looking forward to brewing in the future? Everything.
Honestly, there is one that I'm really excited for, and I don't know how it will go, but it's a bourbon barrel stout. There's
bringing it back,
a distillery that's in Oceanside that's just called Pacific Coast Spirits. Phenomenal whiskey. They're all a little bit alternative on how they do when I mean alternative, it's alternative flavor, but they just are really good, like good people too, like really good people. And I think next year they're emptying some of their whiskey barrels, and so I would love to make a stout with them and throw it in one of those barrels, and see how it goes. I like those style. Virgin is actually, we're talking about Virgin with their IPAs. They do have a Four Roses barrel aged stout.
They have a collab with them. Four Roses is where? Escondido or LA or something?
Four Roses is a bourbon company from Kentucky.
That's a hell of a collab. That's a because you don't really compete at all. It's just.
I think they may have just bought the barrels, to be honest. But
that's
just say they can, if they bought the barrels, then they can say I don't know if it was an actual collab or not. But that stout was like a chocolate stout. It was phenomenal. So anyway, we want to collab with people who are also in distilleries who are in our area as well. Thanks, Kurt Pick.
It's a collab when the names are on the bottles. If 2 names are on the bottles, it's a collab. If you're just buying it from them, you're not going to put their name on the bottle.
Right. But I don't know.
Trevor, you want to go to the bar? You want to go to Schmitty's right now or what, dude?
I want to go take a shower and then.
Are you going back to work?
No, I'm going to go to bed.
Oh, that's it for you?
Yeah, it's probably going to be it for tonight. I'm just trying to claw every hour I can sleeping right now, but
get it in, man.
Just want to say anyone who came out to our opening, thank you. Anyone who's going to be coming, look forward to seeing you soon.
Much love, Raj. I'm going to go watch GoldenEye.
You going to watch GoldenEye?
I got to finish GoldenEye. I started GoldenEye last night. I forgot how good it was. Now I have to buy the video game on 64 and
Don't you have the 64 video game? That was was my childhood, that game.
I got a lot of Tupperware boxes of video games and a lot of Nintendo 64 ones too, because those ones aren't worth shit in the rafters. But Trev, I want to thank you, brother. What's up?
Thank you. Just was one thing here.
GoldenEye IPA.
Thomas Joseph, I've been wanting to open a brewery for some time, but the biggest thing is codes. I'm not even sure who to ask. Local ABC board seems to not want to bother. Look on the TTB and then also go ask any brewery owners in your area. I'm sure they'll help you.
All right, we're going to get out of here, everybody. I want to thank everybody who's here. We had a good night tonight. A lot of people showed up. I care about all the regulars and all the barrages in here, man. I love seeing the shit. Like Tom said, it feels like we've known each other a whole lifetime. We have an Instagram for Trevor in the bio. Not that even if you're on the East Coast or something, you could still support him and like his pictures. Kind of like how we do for Jorge Castro down there in Puerto Rico.
I actually met someone, a brewery owner. Sorry, some people from Puerto Rico came into the brewery last night, and they knew his brewery.
They knew Box Lab.
Yeah, they knew Box Lab.
That's pretty cool, man.
Like, no way.
That's awesome, bro.
Anyway, all right, folks.
We're all out of here. Shout out to Chris Vodka. I saw him earlier in the chat. He said something funny. He said something like, "I don't think Trevor's ever been pissed off." I think he's on something. I'll put my money on that. Tomorrow night we got Larry. We got Larry's Beach Club. We got Larry, the Scary Dinosaur, coming in from Columbus, Ohio. I'm gonna be a good boy tonight because me and Larry are gonna tie one on tomorrow night, and then that'll be it. All right, I'll hang out. Trevor, you're out here. I'll stick around for a little bit.
All right, guys. Hey, you have a good night. Take care, guys.
If we can get the beast on here. Later, Trev. Later, Braj. Thank you, Trevor. Can I kill the Discord? One more 510 beers. Can we kill this? There we go. Yeast in the Barrage, man. Did you pay your phone bill this month? All right. We're going to do an NBC. And then we're going to do another NBC. And then we're going to do another NBC. How's that? Who's making fun of my beanie, man? The beanie got made fun of? Not my grandmother's vest? Look at this. Look at this. All right, let's get after it. Big shout out to Trevor. Big shout out to everybody who's here right now. Big shout out to everybody who watched the new Homebrew for Life video. I know it's cringe when we talk about like the highs and lows of YouTube and stuff, but it's real, and this was our #1 video. So thank you so much, guys. Mandatory butt chug. Here we go. Pick him up full. Put him down empty.
Say it. M. No. B. Just say it.
C.
More mandatory chug!
Rock and roll. All right, I'm going to get another beer, which means another NBC. You were done, buddy. You're done, son. I've had 2 beers. And then I had 2 beers, and then I had 2 more. All right, we're going to do, I feel like I'm being cheated. I have a 24-ounce beer at the moment. Thompson Joseph, hold it down. I'm going to go fill up a big beer. BRB.
I know what we have to do. What do you want?
It's not that simple.
What?
Just say it. M. Say it.
B.
No. then. C.
I made that one too long. I wanted to make one long enough where I could go to the bathroom and fill up a beer. Sometimes it might be a number 2. If I'm blowing it, it should only be a number 1 if we're doing this live. But I got to chop it down and make a faster one. Social distancing gorilla, what's up, Bronge? Coach chilling. I'm going to throw up now. 24-hour NBC. You can put it on loop. 24-hour NBC would take me a lifetime to edit. Mandatory mega chug combo. Yeah, that was fun, man. And again, this is Tuesday for a quick little recap. That was Trev. We became pretty damn good friends these last couple of years. He made moves fast, and he's a really good dude. He is as genuine as you would like to imagine him. That was it. That was 100% it. So that's kind of it. We're kind of just shooting the shit. Chat for live. Cheers, everybody. We got it going on, man. We got good beer. The video's doing phenomenal thanks to you guys. What's up, Thomas Joseph? I don't know. Yeah, we're trying to head out to Asheville, North Carolina. Big shout out to Kyle from Clawhammer. He said we could go stay in his Airbnb, which would be phenomenal. I wanted to do a trip to fly in Asheville and then hit Knoxville and then Johnson City and then down to Chattanooga, but that would be too difficult. I'm trying to get Maury out there. I don't know if he wants to take days off work too early. He's been with the company for, I don't know, a month, 6 weeks. But we're going to do a collab. Clawhammer's videos are phenomenal, which means they take longer to produce because they are by far the best produced videos in the BrewTube community. That might be your thing. That might not be your thing. But trust me, they take the longest to produce. Way longer than mine. CH, how much cereal did you use on that stout? Good question. I used 30 ounces. Where's Trev Goldie? Let me kill this. Trevor's still here. I can kill Discord now. 30 ounces. Good question. It was the perfect amount. The only thing where I kind of shit the bed was adding 1 more ounce of hop at 30 minutes. I should have just done that at Flame Out. That would have been a perfect beer. I don't know how that scales up, right? I don't know how like buying that much cereal scales up. You just brewing one day on a 7-barrel system. You just got a million empty boxes of cereal all over the floor of your brewery. Metal Memory still coming out to Tampa. There was 2 things that kind of were going on with that trip. One of my best friends was looking to buy property out there. And I was also trying to reconnect with this girl I knew from when I was like 27, 28. That broke my heart, man. Thanks for bringing it up, Metal Memory. No, that was it. She just kind of got rid of me. She got over it. Imagine that. Have you ever had Medea Boilermaker? I have not. I do not know what that means. But I do want to do a Boilermaker video for Homebrew for Life. Not distilling it, but just making some cocktail thing. Yeah, don't put it in the mill. And in the video I said don't put it in the mash, but I meant mill. In the B-roll, I saw that earlier. I saw that later. Do not put it in the mill. Mill mash mill. But I do want to I figured out Battle Mage is Belgian, why it's so damn good. And they put cocoa nibs in it, why it tastes like Runts candy. Chris Vodka, I did a Cocoa Pebbles Brown Ale and similar way you did with the stout. That sounds phenomenal. I love Cocoa Pebbles. And somebody had a comment saying they wanted to do Fruity Loops. And I thought about, you know what's funny? Fruity Loops Fruited Sour. When I see the branding from all this stuff, when they're trying to mimic candy or popsicles or gummy bears, more often than not, it works out. It's delicious beer. And they're all kind of like halo beer. Not halo beers, but niche beers. Like sours or milkshake stuff. And it's just branding. At one point, you walk into a store and you're like, I don't even know how to buy beer anymore. There's more beer than wine. You're like, oh shit, Capri Sun IPA. Boom, I got it. That'd be weird, Capri Sun IPA. But you're like, oh, okay, gummy bear worms, warhead, lemon sour, and you get it. You're like, okay, that sour and it tastes like lemon. All of a sudden, you're a lifelong customer. We're talking about it on forums. We're talking about it on shitty live streams like mine. Meso things, just do back in the day, plenty of fish, homebrew flight video. That's an old school video. I'm glad you know that, Meso. I'm glad you know that. Aoster, I've done distilling. I make paint thinner. We've talked about that. You know, there's things we can buy that connect to Grain Fathers or Anvil Foundries, the chamber, the distilling thing. You guys know what I'm talking about. And we were thinking about making a video like, hey, today we're going to make essential oils or distilled water, and like wink, wink, and have fun with that. It's there. There's a whole backlog of stuff. Every brew tuber's got a million videos that they want to do, but it's just how fast can you pull it off? How much is it going to cost? What's the turnaround? How much time is it going to be? You know, imagine being a brew tube channel where you're just doing barrel aged stuff. Put out a video once a year. Subscribe, smash that like button. The nostalgia is what gets everybody. Goose Frobby out there in Texas. Bragget's a good one. I want to do a session bragget. I want to do that because I don't think mead gets a lot of love. I don't think it gets a lot of love, and I think if we made a cool video, and not that we control or influence the market, but I think that we have a buddy who's got a meadery, honey wine, however you want to chalk it up. And that'd be cool to collab with him again. He's a really good dude. He's Vince. He's about 20 years older than us. And he actually broke his femur working by himself during COVID, coming down from I think it was a fermenter or a mash tun, just those little steep 4 or 5 stairs. But we have a video on that. It's just how to make mead, and we shot it with him. And I think our level of production is, it gets better. Anybody's does. You know, you look back at videos from a year ago and you're like, fuck, that was bad. How did we put that out? We made that video almost 2 years ago. I think we could have a little bit more fun with that now. But braggot video is a very good idea. Fruity Pebbles didn't work too well for me. Jay Main, did you use the chocolate ones or the fruity ones? Because there's both. And I'm in love with them both. It's a bizarre love triangle. I show one of them too much attention. Chris Vodka, CH, I've done some other cereal beers, Lucky Charms. Lucky Charms would be a great one. Frankenberry. Damn, I haven't heard of that. What's the one with the toucan? Toucan Sam? Tricks? Silly Rabbit? No. The one that... East and the Beast. I watched one of my first... Watch the original Homebrew for Life video. We were first day of school awkward. And by we, me, and Kevin, and my ex-girlfriend, Britta. Britta? Rest in peace. She didn't die. She's just rest in peace in my life. Theron, Stuck in the Middle. I don't make mead, and I don't make beer. Stuck in the Middle is a good name for a braggot. That's a great name for a braggot. Stuck in the Middle with you. 5 pounds of rice hulls and 5 pounds of Fruity Pebbles. You don't need rice hulls the way I'm brewing beer anymore, because I do brew in a bag. I want a stuck mash. Stuck mash means my sparge is going to rinse better. It's all eventually going to come out. Unless you actually have a stuck mash on like a Home Depot water cooler, which we used to have. But even then, it was an easy fix. Just take a thermometer, one of those shitty ones that are $12. Open it up, just jam it in there from the outside. You figured out stuck mash. Stuck mash is like one of the easiest fixes in the game, brush. Fruit Loops off-brand, the boycotted cereal from what were those grocery stores we used to call? Mom would take you and buy you all the good stuff, and Dad would take you to like the 99-cent stores and the thrift stores. When I was your age, I only had one T-shirt. punk kid. Meso, last time was Homebrew Store Brewery. They were drinking tall cans from a different brewery. It's good to see they collab. Yeah. Well, right on, man. What are we talking about, Chris? Aldi? Aldi's are popping up in San Diego. They're like the new competitor for Walmart, I think. Is that safe to say? Or is it more of a Costco? I've never been in an Aldi, but I've seen 2 of them. In Encinitas, Carlsbad. J-May and Fruity Pebbles didn't work well for me. Do you guys, okay, I'm going to do a poll right now because this worked out for me. Do you do the cereal in the mash or at flame out? Because I love this idea of cereal because I want to do Reese Puffs. I'm already getting it. Yeah. Everyone's saying mash. Or will it not matter? I mean, from my experience, I've done it twice. This time was with Cinnamon Toast Crunch. It wasn't a problem. Maybe not. It might not be a problem putting it in flame out. But hey, if it works, don't break it. RonBarnes mash. Meso mash. Four Directions mash. JS. Chris Vodka mash. Aoster mash. Fruity Pebbles, you got to use a lot. See, that was what I was thinking. Chris Vodka, that's a good point. Cinnamon Toast Crunch, why do we like it as kids? Because it's so delicious. Because that means it's bad for you. So the healthier cereals, I'm not saying Fruity Pebbles is healthier, but if you're going to do like the non-Honey Nut Cheerios, you'd have to use a lot more. The more it tastes phenomenal, like KFC honey, I want to snort that stuff, the less you have to use. Darren Blackwood, Aldi is mostly off brands. Could be good, could be bad. I don't know if I'd want to buy, month-old meat, but cereal, I'd buy the shit out of it. I don't care. I'll eat anything. I eat fast food. I live my life, man. I drink my beer. I live my life. Cereal cider? I don't know about that. I always hated Apple Jacks. Apple Jacks were beat as hell. Who eat Apple Jacks? Used to always make fun of the kid that eats Apple Jacks. Cookie Crisp. I know, back in the day, still, what was the deal with cereal? 18 votes. Cereal in the mash, 100%. Yeah, good call. Cereal. Was there really any difference between cereal and dessert? Get these kids all fired up on sugar in the mornings. And then they pull this bullshit where it's like, may lower cholesterol. It's like, no, it's not. It's giving them a ton of sugar. It's contributing brutally to childhood obesity. They're going to crash in recess. They're going to crash at physical education. Aldi has inexpensive fresh fruits and veggies. Sounds like, is it one step up or one step down from Walmart? Walmart's got it all. You walk into Walmart right now, they have like the produce right in the front. It's kind of crazy. Just Brewing in the house. Kenton Steckler, then send them off to school for the teachers to deal with. I know. Just give them 2 bowls of Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Apple Jacks, Cookie Crisp, Lucky Charms. Here's a bunch of marshmallows. Oh, man, I bet doctors love that shit. Selling more Adderall than ever. Or what was before it was Adderall, what was it? Ritalin? Don Q! I just bottled my first batch. Right on, man. Hell yeah. CH, no bubble guts yet? No, I'm good. I know the ratio. It's 1/4 pound per 5 gallons. I'm not saying that it's going to, last all night. But we're chilling, man. Aldi is owned by Trader Joe's. It's their cheap brand. Duly noted. Chris Vodka. Just Brewing. Great video, by the way. I got to get back to perfecting my Cocoa Puffs Porter. We're just talking about cereal beers, man. Now I got to make it. Just keep it going, man. That good job with the channel. I know the hustle, man. It takes one to know one. And that sounds delicious. I'm going to make a Reese's Pieces Puffs. It's not as good as like what you think. It's not as good as actual Reese's. I still think the best cereal of all time is Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Why is it the best cereal of all time? Because it's probably the worst. It's got the worst nutritional facts in it. It's cinnamon and sugar and carbs and milk. My mom would not buy pre-sweetened cereal. You know what was really good was Kellogg's, not Frosted Flakes. What was the mini wheat ones? They looked like little pieces of like a pillow with like white sugar coating on it. Mini wheats? Frosted mini wheats? Count Chocula Porter. All the craft beer scene in 2020 is just all like Fruity Loops, Fruity. What were the Flintstones? That was the Pebbles, Fruity Pebbles. Barney and Frosted Mini Wheats. Frosted Mini Wheat. Those were so good. I remember when Spider-Man came out. Honeycomb. Honeycomb sucked. You know what sucked even more was their little Tasmanian devil mascot. What up, William Roche? Mini Wheats dipped in nose beers. Yeah. Everything was frosted after that. It had nothing to do with breakfast or nutrition. It was just who could sell the most sugar to kids. Frosted Flakes, they're great. Tony the Tiger. Captain Crunch was cool. I like the Crunch Berries. That wasn't bad. God, cereal was good. Is this the nostalgia that Goose was talking about? I put 3 boxes in the brew and had a hell of a time. Are all these cereals still around? What was the one with the frog? Smacks? Slaps? Honeycomb, great. Yeah, Coach Chillin'. Honeycomb was like Crash Bandicoot or something. PS1. Czech Sweet NIPA, Todd Porter. It's not a bad idea, man. Everything's just going to go back to nostalgia with the 90s and then collab with a band. You know, like there's a lot of breweries that collab with bands, Sublime, NoFX, Metallica. It's just, you know, in the future, it's just going to be Metallica, Hazy, Captain Crunch IPA, 99 calories or less. Honey Smacks with the frog. I hated that frog with all my heart.
Wow.
Smacks. God, I knew candy when I was a little kid. I knew every candy and I knew every cereal. It was like the stock market. Blind taste contest me with every flavor of Nerds or Patty Stick. What was the Fun Pack dip? It looked like a wallet and they like 2 white bars and you dip them in powdered sugar. It's never a better time to be a food company than it was in the 90s. There was no organic. Everything was canned. Everything was hot dog nights, Chef Boyardee, SpaghettiOs. No one gave a shit about gluten-free, reduced, fun dip, dipsticks. Yeah. Have I tried the Iron Maiden beers? No, I have not. Dunk you, but I will now. This is why I love it here. Bro, stop going to Trader Joe's. I don't go anywhere. I have a problem with buying groceries. Half the food goes bad. You have to be a very disciplined person to eat all your stuff. I'm like, yeah, I've got this $30 tri-tip. Well, we're out of Dijon mustard or this or that. Time to go to all-you-can-eat sushi by myself.
Wow.
HB Dale. Golden Crisp and Golden Grams were awesome too. I remember those a lot, but I didn't really like those. I like the frosted stuff, man. French Toast Crunch. French Toast Crunch. Was that the same brand as Cinnamon Toast Crunch? What were those 3 giant feet long straws? I remember that. You bite it off. That's how the cartel should have moved cocaine back in the day. Move it through candy. Everything looked like cocaine as candy. Give it to little kids. They're not going to bust little kids. They're going to bust people who look like me. They're going to bust teenagers. They're going to, not teenagers, but people in their 20 and 30. Just moving, the cartel's just moving their product all through Nerds and Willy Wonka and It's a Kadoozy and what was the yellow? Abba Zaba. Applejack cider. Chris Vodka is definitely onto something. That is something that looks like it's got a lot of clickbait potential. I'm thinking. Pixie Sticks. Remember when new candy came out? It was like not like a new console came out. That was larger than life, but like, you're like, whoa, Snickers came out with something new. What's it called? Nutrageous? Dude, it's got peanuts and it tastes like Reese's Pieces. Like, fuck, man. Walked 3 miles ago to 7-Eleven as a 7-year-old kid by myself. Shout out to the 90s. Now you can move Coke as corn sugar. Fake bubblegum cigarettes. I remember that. Trying to imagine getting those to fly these days. Not even the bubblegum ones. There was ones you could just buy from the party store. Remember those little bombs that look like Corona bottles? Those little stink bombs? And you buy the cigarettes. We did that shit, man. Buy fake cigarettes as a little kid and just go to a gas station. Go to 7-Eleven, the gas station. Just freak the shit out of people. Zima infused seltzer with a twist of tequila. Tequila. Biggest bomb ever. Most money bombing on advertising billboards. I remember tequila was on the 5 and the 805 down there. Whoever backed that wanted it to work so bad. It was probably Budweiser or Zima. That was popular. Candy cigs. That had to be owned by Philip Morris or who's the guy that owns Camel, J.R. Reynolds. How do we get them early? We can't sell them to them now. Okay, let's create props where kids think they're cool from blowing it out. By the time they're 14, we'll get them. Oh, I remember those HB Dale. Those little wax soda bottle things. I made a video. Surge. Jolt. I made a video. What's the yeast packet? Y yeast. It's a beer channel, right? 90s. 90s for life. Y yeast. Who's the company you have to hit it in the center and it explodes? Kind of like one of those bomb bags from the early 90s. You remember those? Just had a little baking soda in it, but exploded. And it was all like military World War II guys on it. Kind of looked like, I don't know, army men or something. Bomb bags. The 90s sound like the wild, wild west to today's world. Cigarette dispensers. I remember there was condom machines everywhere in the 90s. You go to like a Red Robin or a Chili's. You go to the bathroom, you're like glow in the dark, black and white, neon. You're like, what? I was like, in theory, they were making a lot of sense. They were promoting safe sex. Safer sex.
Back off, war child, seriously.
Didn't they have a fart smell in them? No, it was like salt and vinegar. It was like baking soda. It was like a fizzy, like hydrogen peroxide thing. The 90s were the wild, wild west, man. The 90s were, I remember I rode my bike to kindergarten to school in kindergarten. I did have an older sister in second grade, but like I was watching the Three Ninjas the other night and, I don't know why I was watching the Three Ninjas. I mean, I know I was watching it. I loved it, but of all the things to watch now, I was watching the Three Ninjas. Rocky, Tum Tum, and Colt. And I was just like, damn, these kids are all riding bikes to school now. There's just a million kids riding their bikes to school. I was like, you don't see that anymore. Well, you do see that now. But kids have electric bikes that are like $2,500. And they're just staring at their phone and looking up and down. Different vibe. Crystal Pepsi Sour Gulch. Why not? I'm sure that somebody's probably tried that, or somebody's probably tried something even crazier than that. At the end of the day, I'm all for the gummy bear beers. Anything that strikes a marketing nerve of nostalgia, more power. I'm not hating on you at all. I would do it. I wouldn't even know how to sell beer. I'd get Chris Vodka. Chris Vodka he'd make all of my labels. What are we going cartoony? Are we going professional? Are we going Picasso? Are we going simple? Are we going stick figure? I would have no idea. What up, Braj Boy Ben? Crystal equals daddy problems. I don't know where that came. Oh, Crystal Pepsi. My friend had a crazy paranoid dad that made him buy gold with the money he earned off jobs. He's probably got $200,000 in gold. Crazy paranoid. Sounds like my mom, Minnesota Fats. She's a big conspiracy theorist. Shark gummy bears. Remember what was the fruit snacks? Everything was like a fruit snacks too. I remember the sharks. You get the little white one in there. Like it was like a kind of play off of the gummy bears from 7-Eleven. But there was Gushers, fruit snacks. Gushers sour. Everybody loved Gushers because it would explode in your mouth and have like this gel. Shark bites. Shout out to Metal Memory, man. Shark bites. Remember all the commercials in the 90s of gum where sharks eating humans? Be like a cartoon shark and he would just eat a surfer. Then he'd go on a date. It's like, how's your breath smell so good? He's like, I just put in like double spree, double mint, double this and that. It's like, I don't think you can do that anymore, man. Shout out to, fruit roll-ups. What will they think of next? Fruit by the foot. It was like 6 feet, 3 feet. Oh, he bought gold back in the day. Yeah, gold back in the day was like $300 an ounce. What is gold now? Probably like $2,000 an ounce. That's just inflation. Everything else kind of was supposed to be worth money, like all my baseball cards and football cards that are literally worth nothing, and they're all rookie cards of like Emmitt Smith and Barry Sanders. Some of them are signed. And they're literally worth nothing. They're worth something, but it's not like how we thought it was going to be. What about a couple of boxes of those lemon drops from the movie theater? The bummer about the movie theater is all their candy sucked. They had like Mike and Ike's and what was the shitty ones? The Red Hot Tamales. Who bought that? Which little kid wants to buy candy and just burns the shit out of your mouth? What did they have though? I think they had Butterfinger Bites at AMC. Abba Zabba Stout. Speaking of stouts, I got a stout. Gusher Sour. This is what, you know what? There's probably breweries with big budgets that wish they could bomb in on this conversation right now. Sour Patch Kids. I think that was it. I think that was the one that I like. Sour Patch Kids was definitely at the movie theaters. 100%. 70s, man, I grew up in. I would love to grow up in the 70s because that's when all my favorite bands existed. Santana, Led Zeppelin, Rolling Stones were still there, but kind of doing their thing before the 80s. Red Hot. Chris Vodka was their target audience. He was the one kid that kept him from shutting down the factory.
Wow.
Get over here!
I remember I used to wear a hood just like this. I remember back in the day for $5 you can get a AMC movie ticket for $3. You can go to Burger King right there and get a Whopper Jr. for 99 cents, and you still had a quarter to play in the arcade. And sneaking in food to the movies when you're like 7, 8, or 9 was like a beer run. You know, like we're gonna get caught. We can't sneak it in. This 15-year-old usher kid with acne is gonna beat my ass. You know. But I remember I'd always put it in my my hoodie right there. Just have like a Whopper Jr., no tomatoes. Crunch on my food in there. Watch Death Becomes Her or The Rocketeer or Hook or something. It's a pretty ratty kid, man. It's a pretty resourceful kid. It was a pretty ratty kid. York Peppermint Patty Stout. Dude, that's a real collab. Like the way Hershey's would collab with Yingling. That I could see like actually going from state to state. Born in 65, 14 and 79. 65. So Theron is 20 years my elder. My dad just had his 70th birthday party. He was born in 51, man. He graduated in 69. All right, guys. This has been a lot of fun, man. I'm going to get out of here. I'm gonna be a good boy, throwing a dipper. Get ready for Larry for tomorrow night, man. What's up, Jason Shepard? Looking forward to tomorrow night with Larry. Always a blast. always a blast with Larry. And I want everybody to have a good night. I snuck a pizza into the theater once. Stuff your thermals into your socks, and then just start putting a bunch of shit down there. Cheese pizza. LT Robs, what's up, man? We're gonna get out of here. I want to see everybody. I'm still not smoking Theron. I'm like 60 days without that. I still got like the winter green grizzly bullshit, but I'm not addicted to it. I only do it when I want to slow down. Party time brewing, man. Party time. It's like 1 a.m, man. Hey, everybody, have a good night. Let's get out of here. Shout out to Trevor. That was a lot of fun. Again, we have a logo for him, a link for him in the bio. And tomorrow night we'll have on Larry, Barbecue Larry. Mandatory beer chug. Mandatory beer chug.
I know what we have to do.
What do you want?
It's not that simple.
What?
Just say it!
M. Say it. B. No.
I'm out of here, everybody. Time to go watch GoldenEye. Later, Goose. Later, everybody. Later, Just. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks for watching that video. Thanks for sticking around for me and Trevor. We'll see you guys tomorrow night. Just, we got to get you back on. Party time, we got to get you back on. We got to get the Brew Troopers back on. You see how Trevor was all PR'd out tonight? Like, he's super genuine. He was like just a little bit different than a behind the curtain barrage. It's cool. He's my friend. He's my new recent good friend. I love him a lot. I like him a lot. But he really has to watch what he says when he's on here. All right. That was it. Thanks again, Trevor. Everybody have a good night. We'll see you guys tomorrow.